beginning to look a lot like Simsmas. Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome back to Simsmas. Today's actually the first full-on build I'm doing in this Simsmas thing I'm doing on my channel. I'm building a little tiny Christmas house. I actually built this already, sort of. If you've seen my intro, which you probably did because it just happened, there's a little house in that, and that's what I built for my intro, but you don't really see a lot of it, and also you really don't see the back of the house, so I didn't put any effort into that, and I only decorated the one room, and like I put a Christmas tree in front of the window so you would see that, and added like wallpaper, but I mean, it wasn't a fully functioning house, and more than half of it wasn't even like a house, really. So today I am building the full house, which is inspired by what I built for my intro. I think it's the cutest thing I ever made. I think I did a really good job on it. I love the garden. I'm really bad at building gardens normally, but I love this one. There's so much detail in it, and I just think I did a really good job. I don't really like complimenting myself, but I think I really did a really good job on this one. In this video, I'm only building the outside of the house, but that might take a while because there's lots of detail in it, and in the next video, which will be up in a couple of days, I will decorate the inside of the house. So stick around for that, and if you aren't yet, you can subscribe so you don't miss out on that video. And also, oh my god, I just reached 100 subscribers. I wanted to do my full intro before I started freaking out about that, but I just reached 100 subscribers today. I can't even speak properly. I'm so excited. Thank you so much. There will be a proper celebration thank you video on my channel if Simsmas ends and I have some time, because I have an insane idea. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it yet because I need to make sure that I have time for it, but I think I'm doing it, and it's just really funny and kind of stupid, but I like it. So you can wait for that, and I will thank you properly. But if you are one of my first 100 subscribers, thank you so much. It means so much to me that you want to support my channel. I just started, like, this channel is only 3 months old, and having 100 subscribers is just amazing. And I also now have my own name in my link. Like, when you type in youtube.com// I'm pretty sure Sim Storytime, don't forget the double S and all in one word, my channel pops up. That's something you get, like a little reward you get when you reach 100 subscribers. So thank you to every single person who subscribes to me, but also every single person who has commented on my video, liked my video, even watched my video. If you're watching this right now, thank you, because that's also supporting me in a way. So thank you. And also, I don't know if I explained this yet, but I just noticed, sort of, I have a snow mod installed, so that's why everything is snowy, and that's also why I have a different texture on the floor. I will put this house up on the gallery when my other video's up, so there won't be any spoilers. But I'm not sure how it's going to react if you don't have the mod installed, so I'm really curious to see how that's going to look. I always check, I'm wondering if other people do this too, I always check how my house looks in different lighting. I change between lighting so much, and then I switch it to nighttime to see how the lights, where I need to put lights, but then I forget to switch it back, which isn't really a bad thing when I'm building on my own. Like, I don't mind that, but when I'm making videos, it's a little too dark. You want it to be a little lighter, so that's something I need to work on. And the color scheme I ended up using for this house is, as you can see, green and brown, like dark brown. I really like that because it's just warm, and green, obviously, like Christmas trees, and I don't know, green just reminds me of Christmas, and also I guess red, but red is just a bit too much, so I like the green better. And dark brown is just like a really warm color, and Christmas just reminds me of warmth and nice people and fireplaces, so that's why I ended up going with those colors. But it also kind of looks like a stable or like a cottage sort of thing. Is that a word I can use? I'm not sure, like always. Normally I don't think I've ever changed the color of the roof trim, but I love how it looks on this house. I seriously love how it looks on this house. It's dark brown, as you can see, but normally they're always white. I never do another color than white, so I don't know, it was just a different house for me, and I love how it turned out. It's really small, so this is going to be the main shape of the house. This is literally all that I'm doing to the house itself. There's also lots of different windows. You can see me putting in different styles of windows. Normally I stick with 1 or 2, but this time I was actually doing more than that. Also lots of snowy trees. I love that, but they were all a bit too tall or a bit too big. Since this house is really small, I wanted to make a small house because that's just sort of like cozy and like you're just close together with everyone, and there's only going to be 2 Sims in this house. There can only be 2 Sims living in this house unless you somehow manage to fit another bed in there, but I've only managed to fit a double bed in there, so 2 Sims. Maybe like best friends, they can sleep in the same bed, or I guess someone in a relationship would be like more the usual thing for having that. But I guess you can also put 2 single beds in there quite easily. You just have to move some things around, so you can do that too and have like friends living there, like a couple, or you can have someone on their own living here. That's fine too. I haven't checked how much this is. Actually, I did. It's like 50,000 because of all the decorations, because I went crazy with the decoration stuff. If you remove that, I'm pretty sure you can get it to a starter home. Also, I used the most expensive kitchen and everything like that, so it's not a starter home, but it's the size of a starter home. So if you remove some of the decoration and replace some of the appliances, you can probably get it to a starter home budget if you would like to do that. I can also do that, I guess, but it's not going to be a fun video, me just removing stuff and changing stuff. I am planning on doing another starter house. Actually, I don't know if I've ever made a starter house. Oh, I did for my what's it called, like current household. I'm not really doing those videos anymore, so if you want me to update you on my current household, so if you like that sim or that story, you can head over to my Tumblr, because that is where I'm updating again about every single day. I was doing 3 times a day, but that was just a bit too much, getting a video out every single day and tweeting and Tumblr for 3 times a day and still doing different stuff. Was just a bit too much for me to keep up with, so I ended up switching back to 1 time a day, and I like that way more. Obviously on some days I post something else, but most days it's a legacy post, and I have some things lined up for that. It's usually just like a really fun picture and like a tiny description. It's not really like a storytelling thing, it's more like gameplay based than it is I guess like a story. As you can see, I was testing out the water because I wanted to see if it was frozen. It would have been really cool if the mod also included the water to be frozen, but it ended up I ended up putting in a fountain anyway, and I made the floor this really bright blue, so it's sort of like frozen. I'm going to pretend that it's a frozen like pond sort of thing, because I really like that. It's like a tiny little, actually a pretty big detail in the back garden, like behind the house. That's a really cute area. I also built a little gazebo. Is that the word for it? I only know that because of Gilmore Girls, or I think I know that, but I'm not sure. So as you can see, I'm just adding some Christmas decorating. These people, whoever lives here, it did go crazy with the decoration. Me. That's me. Honestly, I love this house so much. I loved it when I first built it for my intro, and that was only for my intro, so I didn't even finish it, and I loved it so much. And now I've improved it a lot, and I like it even more. I love it even more. It's honestly one of my favorite things. I added a door to the back of the house and like a little porch area there too, because there wasn't any way to access it, because I fenced it off and then put some trees in the front, so you couldn't really get to the back if you don't have a door there. So I added a door. I love this house so much. Like, I can't even explain to you how much I love this house. I don't know what it's just so cute. I guess that's the thing. It's just really cute, and I love Christmas. And I love small houses. Those are my favorite ones. Not necessarily to build. Actually, yeah, I do tend to build like smaller houses and like those more. This is where I'm adding in the fountain. It's quite clearly water right now, but I ended up changing the color a lot, so you will see that. It's a small pond, nothing too big. I ended up making it smaller, I think. I'm not sure though. I was looking for some water that looked a little more frozen. I ended up going with this one, but I added in a like flooring, like a tile on the bottom, which actually gives off light, so it looks really, really, really bright blue, which to me that's ice. And I added around these stones. Normally those are just a gray, but with the snow mod that I do have, they are snowed, like full of snow, so they're more like a white color, which I really like. I have heard some problems with this mod that when you remove it, the stones, the rocks actually stay white. I don't know if that's fixed or if I need to do something else to my game to do that. I haven't tried that. That's not something I've seen, but just be aware of that if you do want to download that. It's also in French, so that's why all my names of my items are in French, if you've seen that, if you looked like really quickly. Okay, so question for this build. Do you use mods, or have you used mods in the past? The question will be in the eye corner, so you can answer that there. For me, I've used mods before, but like not a lot. I've used one that lets you evolve all, because when you do the whole gardening thing, it's so annoying that you have to click every single one individually. But oh, I'm sorry, I just hit the table. I actually move my hands around so much when I'm speaking into this microphone, which doesn't make sense because you can't see me, but I guess it's just a natural thing to do. Anyway, I used the evolve all mod because it's just easier, but I ended up seeing that there was a problem with that, and then my game started messing up, so I removed it. I still don't know if that was the problem, but I removed it anyway. I think if I'm doing the gardening thing again and I really need to evolve things again, I might start looking for a new one or a different one, or the same one if it's updated or whatever. Just because I really like that mod and it was really useful. And obviously the snow mod that I'm using right now, I really like that one too. For the winter at least, but I have noticed that I think it makes my game a little slower, or it gives me some troubles. So I only have the Willow Creek one installed, like the base game one, because there's a different one for every single expansion pack and game pack that added different worlds. So I only have like the Willow Creek and Newcrest one. This is in Newcrest, by the way. I started building everything and creating all my Sims to live in Newcrest. I don't know why, but it's just that they have a lot of empty sizes of lots, and it's just like a nice world to build in. Just kind of empty, not really something special about it, so you don't have to build in a certain style. You can do whatever. I don't know if you've ever seen that, but if you look like to the right, if I turn my screen to the right, you can see my tiny house is built there. Okay, so I have a story for you, and this is really random, but it's about when I was younger and when I mean I still do, but when I sort of started writing. I think I started making like little poems or just like tiny stories, but I really started writing in like the last couple of years of, I guess like I don't know what it would be called though. It's like our primary school, is that the correct word for it? It's literally like, if you translate it, it's literally just basic school. That's our name for it, and that's when you're 4 up until you're 13 or like 12 I guess, yeah. And then you go to high school. We go to high school way earlier. I guess we just skip middle school if you're talking about the American system, which is what I'm most familiar with. I mean, except the Dutch system, of course, but like internationally, I'm most familiar with the American system. So I guess you can, whatever comes for middle school or something. But anyway, so I used to have 2 best friends, BFFs, and I guess we both had our own little writing thing. One of them, which I don't speak to anymore because we had like a fallout, it didn't really go very well. We used to write sort of together. We would go down to where the computers were, and we just sort of sit there and write. When we were done with our work, we got permission to go there, and we just sort of wrote. And then with my other friends, I had like a really funny tradition. I used to write a story in one of my like notebooks, which was like meant for our writing subject sort of thing, but you could write your own story of whatever you wanted to in the back. So I did that. I guess in the front and in the back I did my assignments. And I used to tell those to my best friends, and every single time like I wrote a new thing when I was done with my work in like the break time, I read it to her. It was awful, but I guess she liked it, or maybe she didn't and she just pretended. And when we would bike home, because that's how you get home from school, I would also just sort of improvise and just tell her whatever and then write it later. It was just like a fun little tradition we had. I'm wondering if she still remembers that. I don't think she watches my videos that often, which I understand, by the way. I never get angry when someone doesn't watch my videos. Like, if you don't like The Sims, what are you doing? Why are you watching this? If you don't like The Sims and you are watching this, I'm really curious as to why you're doing that. Let me know. I'm guessing you like The Sims, or maybe you just like me or stories. I don't know, or you just stumble on it randomly. But that's sort of like the writing tradition I sort of have with those friends. I'm not really good at writing, but I still do it. I tried to do NaNoWriMo. I did it successfully last year, and this year I stopped halfway through because it just wasn't really working, I guess. I was really busy and it was just stressing me out so much, but I love the story I'm writing, so I'm thinking of continuing in April. There's some friends who also want to try NaNoWriMo, and in April there's Camp NaNoWriMo, so I might do that with my friends, which is a lot more fun, and it might be, I guess I can prepare a little more, pre-record some more stuff or whatever. I don't know, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but we'll see. And the story I used to write with that really good friend that isn't a friend anymore, was more like fantasy based, but for my best friend that is still my best friend. Hi, if you're watching this, hi. I hate doing that, but I still do it anyway. I think I wrote about her horse. We used to have horses, like both of us, and I wrote about one of them in like his perspective, like as if he was a human, not really a human, as if he could like think like humans and whatever he was doing. And I think that's what I wrote. I'm not sure though, but I'm pretty sure that it was about her horse, which might be why she liked it that much, because it was something that she could relate to, or I don't know, it's just a fun thing. Like when you're biking home, you don't really have anything to do. So I guess it's just fun to improvise a story, listen to something. But the things I write now, obviously novels, because I try to do NaNoWriMo, even though you can do whatever at NaNoWriMo as long as you write, or maybe you find something else to do, I don't know. But it's mainly about writing, since it is National Novel Writing Month, if you don't know that. Which is also curious as to why it is in April too, but that's a different thing. November is it's November. But what I love to write most is actually songs. I write my own songs. I'm not going to say they're any good, but I think you might be able to hear some of them. Hopefully pretty soon, because music is my passion. Like, I love The Sims, and I love making videos, and I love talking and entertaining and editing. I love all of that, and I love this channel, but my real like passion, what I really love, is music. I'm trying to get into like a school for music or musicals or whatever. I love singing, I love writing, I love performing, I love dancing, I love acting. So anything to do with that I would absolutely love to do. But I also really, really love writing songs. I hope I never stop doing that. Even though I was a bit down for a while, I just didn't really know what to write about. But I've recently started writing a song again. Sorry, my camera was out of control there, so I saved just in case my game was going to crash, because I was so far into this build already. I didn't want to mess it up. And this is where I'm building the little gazebo thing, if that's what you call it. I'm not sure. But I wanted to, because I just don't feel like you would be like completely outside. I didn't feel like putting a table outside there because it's so cold in the winter. But anyway, I started writing songs again, and I really, really like the song I'm working on right now. And I'm hoping to start a second channel sometime soon. I'm looking for a name and sort of figuring out everything that's going to go on there, but probably something about writing and just like random stories, or about books or vlog sort of things, like travel vlogs. I would love to do that. Not that I'm really traveling right now, but if I would go traveling, just things about my life. And then music. Music is going to be a big part of that, like covers and original music. So you might get a chance to hear some of my original music. I'm really, really nervous about that. Especially because I now have an audience. Like, starting a YouTube channel is scary, but at least you know that there's no one watching in the beginning. So you just post anything and you won't get any hate or like. I guess there's not really much happening, but this video is almost over, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon. Goodbye!